Hello guys, welcome to the show. There's news going on for WWE to feature more Raw vs. Smackdown matches going into this year and in the future. As seen already on weekly WWE programming with Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar, the company has already started doing crossover promotions between Raw and Smackdown brands. Moving forward, WWE plans to do even more interpromotional matches. However, this will only be done around the big four events: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. The plan is to use top superstars for the interpromotional feuds. Additionally, there has been talk of doing more of a Raw vs. Smackdown theme with matches, guys. So, in my opinion, people were saying, well, do you think WWE is going to bring back the pay-per-view called Bragging Rights, since the whole doing the Smackdown vs. Raw thing? No, I don't see WWE bringing that pay-per-view back. I don't want to see it come back. In my opinion, I thought that was stupid. I thought it was a waste of time. It was a stupid gimmick, a stupid theme. Made no sense to me. Called Bragging Rights. I don't like it, and I'm happy that they got rid of it. Now, the whole Raw vs. Smackdown, I didn't have a problem with that. Survivor Series 2005, where you had Team Bischoff, versus, Team Teddy Long, and you had Big Show, Kane, Shawn Michaels, Chris Masters, and then, I can't remember all the people. And then the build between they had it at Survivor Series at 2005. And what was cool about it is you had guys go to Raw, Kane and Big Show attack Batista. When they were the World Tag Team Champions. That was awesome how these guys would go to SmackDown and attack the SmackDown wrestlers. I like that. And then how, they would come out to SmackDown and they would beat the crap out of each other on Raw, but the Raw people would beat the SmackDown people, on their home turf, in the parking lot. It was cold, and Todd Grisham was there trying to figure out what was going on if the SmackDown people were going to come to Monday Night Raw. But for WrestleMania, man, between Raw versus SmackDown people at WrestleMania, it could work. It all depends on who the top superstars are going to be. And if they got to book it right, if they're going to have these SmackDown vs. Raw in promotional matches. But, to be honest with you, I would only keep it at Survivor Series, because that's when it all started. That's where they did it. That's where it begun. And they stopped doing the Raw vs. SmackDown matches, the 5-on-5 on Survivor Series. They stopped it. And I want WWE to bring it back, But having it for WrestleMania, they done that. I don't know if that would work. It all depends on how they book it. But definitely keep it at Survivor Series. That's where it belongs. That's where it needs to be. We need to have Survivor Series, where it used to be, how awesome it used to be. Back in the 90s, where they had a whole bunch of tournaments, inter-promotional matches, for the WWF. But now, since they got Raw vs. SmackDown, it's, they keep it going. So I think, it'd be something new, something fresh, but I wouldn't have it at the Royal Rumble. I wouldn't have it at WrestleMania. I wouldn't have it at SummerSlam. I would keep it at Survivor Series. But I can understand how the people want, they want to have Raw vs. SmackDown in promotional matches for all the four big events. I get that and I respect that. But Survivor Series, you guys all know, that's where it all began. If they want to go outside the line, give it a shot, see what they can do. But in my honest opinion, I would just keep the Raw vs. SmackDown matches, at Survivor Series. Because, that's a huge pay-per-view. Survivor Series is always a major, show to end, the year 2016. That'd be awesome. But having it at WrestleMania, I wouldn't have a problem with it, to be honest with you guys. It's just how they book it. That's the problem. It's how WWE is going to book it. If they're going to do this whole match, feature matches, then if they're going to do it at WrestleMania, then have the top guys, face your top guys one-on-one, for WrestleMania or for the Royal Rumble. They can make it work. So The article's from ringsidenews.com, guys. I'll leave it in the description for you guys below. Follow me on Twitter at TheTalkShow101. That will be in the description for you guys below as well. Until then, guys, I'll see you guys on the next show. Drop me your comments below of your opinions. Subscribe.